Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Life in General podcast. My name is Nick.
My name is
Ian. Did I beat you to it?
I'm Ian.
What is that?
You stole my thunder, man. I had to do something.
Ian, how long have I known you? It's like
31 years.
31 years?
Mm-hmm.
That's like the deepest voice I've ever heard you have.
It was my Batman. It was my Batman voice.
That's my Batman voice.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
I liked...
it's there. I just don't like it.
Oh, man. Speaking of Batman, when the Batman movie came out just recently, I was at work and there were some people talking about it. Mm-hmm. And, man, people got like all fucking bent out of shape when I said that I thought Ben Affleck made a really good Batman. Like people...
Really?
Yeah.
I think
they were like, oh, Christian Bale is the best Batman.
God, no.
And I'm like, fucking Christian Bale sucked as Batman.
Yeah. There's only two people who have been good both played Batman and Bruce Wayne perfectly.
Is it Batman or...
Well, there's only two actors who have played Batman and Bruce Wayne good, and that is Michael Keaton is the best. Ben Affleck is a close second. Yeah. That's it.
Yeah, I think so.
Everyone else has been passable.
But
and that's
God,
the best I can get.
Like the one guy, he was like, oh my God, Ben Affleck is the worst Batman.
No,
you're out of your fucking mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have.
I would have been happy if we could have gotten like 3 or 4 really good solo Ben Affleck Batman movies. That would have been my hope.
I understand why they didn't do this Batman movie with Ben Affleck, because they wanted to do a younger actor. I think it would have been a better overall movie though with Ben Affleck.
Right. Yeah, this movie had to have a young Batman. But I would love to see Ben Affleck have his own solo Batman movie, at least one.
I don't think we're ever going to see it.
We're not.
They've
been working because Ben Affleck was working on one. He was actually going to write and direct it as well.
Yeah.
But that all fell through. So
as a lot of stuff does. Yeah. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. In this day and age, the thing that pisses me off the most though is like back in the day when shit would fall through, you wouldn't even know about it.
Yeah.
It'd be like 30 years, and then it'd be like, oh yeah, we were going to do this.
They were like, Nick Nolte is
Superman,
is Han Solo,
is Han Solo, or Nick Cage is Superman.
Yeah.
The shit we didn't hear about. Now we hear about it like, Warner Brothers calls Ben Affleck and says, hey, let's talk about a Batman movie. The next day it's in all the papers. Ben Affleck's doing a Batman movie.
Yeah.
And then a month or two later, Ben Affleck's not doing Batman anymore, and you're like, fuck.
Oh, Chewbacca.
Fly the Millennium Falcon. Man.
Oh, man. What was it? Patton
Oswalt. Yeah, he's brilliant.
He's great. He had like a whole bit about the whole Nick Nolte Han Solo thing. Because they would have been terrible.
It would have been, yeah.
But it's funny. Like, you can look back through history, and there's like all sorts of roles like that. They're like, oh my God, thank God that person.
Do you know Kevin Spacey auditioned for Superman in 1977?
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Kevin Spacey?
Yeah.
God, just think of all the little boys you could have got.
In that documentary,
Superman.
It says Up in the Sky. I think that's the name of the documentary.
Yeah.
They actually show their clips of auditions and Kevin Spacey in a Superman suit auditioning. Are you
serious?
Yeah. You don't hear anything. It's because it's like there's narration over it. But yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, but yeah, you can look at like any iconic role. Oh my gosh.
Right.
It would never worked with so and so is playing that role.
Right.
Yeah. How the hell did we get on the subject? This is not what we came here to talk about.
No, it isn't. I don't know. How did we get on that?
You were talking about you were talking about Batman, right? You said something about Batman, and then I got me.
Oh no, because my voice was low, and I said it's my Batman voice.
That's right. Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is how easy it is for us to go way off topic
and have absolutely no clue how the hell we got there.
We're like, huh?
Oh, wait, what? What? So we do have a topic today.
Yes.
And it is not Batman or Batman. Is it? What is the where's the plural of Batman? By the way,
there is no plural of Batman. It's Batman.
But wouldn't it be Batman? It doesn't sound right.
It doesn't sound. No.
Bat people.
Because there's never a multiple of Batman.
That's not true.
There's not though. There's a
multiverse version.
Yeah, but then it would just be Batman Earth 25.
But it's not like if like the worlds collided and there was like multiple Batman.
They did collide. It was called Crisis on Infinite Earths. And what happened was all the other Earths were destroyed, leaving just one Batman.
So, but wouldn't it be Batman?
No, because it was just Batman, Earth, whatever.
I guess that's, yeah, because if you have multiple Flashes, it's not.
It's Flash of Earth 22 or
Flashes,
whatever.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Fine, whatever.
Superman works because there could be multiple Supermen. Because Superman is a title, but it's also a description.
No, it's like
but I'm telling you, that's what it is in the comics.
I know that, but that's fucking stupid.
Yeah,
I know it's what it is, but it's just dumb.
Right.
But anyway, we're here to talk about something else dumb. Damn it.
I don't know how dumb it is.
Dumb it is, but dumb that they killed people. But
yeah, well,
we're here to talk about Charles Manson, but not necessarily like not
just him,
no. But like the possibility that the CIA.
MKUltra.
Well, there's like mind control things, and so there's this. Tell them about the book.
The name of the book's called Chaos, and it's Charles Manson, the CIA, and the Secret History of the '60s. And I started reading. I haven't finished it yet. And I came across this book because I was going through my YouTube post, or the scroll on my YouTube, and there was a clip of Joe Rogan. I don't watch Joe Rogan. I don't generally listen to Joe Rogan, but he was interviewing the author of this book, and the title of the video caught my attention. Yeah. So I watched it, and it was just like clips, like 20-minute clips from the interview. So I went and listened to the interview, and then I bought the book. And I'm into it now. But I thought it'd make a cool topic.
So what's the premise like?
So it started out, he was hired to write an article about the 30th anniversary of the Manson killings. That's what it started out at. It was just, he was going to write, he was hired to, he was a freelance writer, just hired to write an article.
So 1999.
99, yep. So I don't want to go too far into it because, this is all in the book. But it's...
Well, go into it because I don't think anyone's going to probably read the book.
Well, I think they should, but at least so far I'm enjoying it. But anyway, so he's hired to do this, and he starts doing research. So he starts talking to Vincent Bugliosi, the prosecuting attorney who basically put Charles Manson behind bars. And he has all these interviews with him, and he's writing this article. And something happened where the article was like canceled or put on hold, but he kept doing his research and stuff. Years actually start going by, and he's talked to Bugliosi, and he starts finding discrepancies in things.
Yeah. Things
that Bugliosi was saying, and then looking at some of the transcripts from some of the interviews and things.
I will say that, like, so Bugliosi was the prosecuting attorney. I've always kind of thought he was kind of a shady character. Even like...
From what this says, he's way more than that.
Well, I don't know.
Well, okay. This guy, when he's on Joe Rogan, like Joe Rogan would ask him questions, and he's like, look, I'm not going to talk about anything I can't prove. So anything that he couldn't prove, he was leaving alone, which is why I went as far as to buy the book, because it's like, I'm not. This is going to be minor speculation.
Saying that he can prove it and then actually proving it.
Oh, right.
Are two different things,
right? But he's got all the
since
work.
He's dead, he doesn't have to worry about any like lawsuits. Yeah.
Well, and that's the funny thing, because he actually wanted this book to be released before he died. He wanted Bugliosi to read this book.
Yeah.
But Bugliosi got cancer and died. So this is fact about Bugliosi. He's pushed the boundaries of his legal profession many, many times. Used his position for influential, corruption. He's corrupt.
I wouldn't go as far as saying he's corrupt, but
okay.
There are definitely
Stop.
some questionable things he's done.
I'm just reciting the book.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know, and I'm commenting on
and he doesn't come out and call him corrupt. So, but what is fact is that one situation, Bugliosi got his mistress pregnant. He gave her money to have the baby aborted. She did not get the baby aborted. He beat her up.
So he's a Republican,
and and that killed the baby.
Yeah. And
he didn't suffer any consequences for that.
Yeah.
So that kind of a thing will make you question the integrity of anybody.
Yeah.
Especially someone, for me, I've read Helter Skelter. I've seen the movie based on Helter Skelter, and I've seen the portrayal of Bugliosi from those, and he plays himself very, clean cut. And,
of course.
Well,
yeah, because it's a story. It's
right,
his story.
It's his story. So now beyond that, some of the things that come across. So Charles Manson, as we know, spent a lot of time, 90% of his life in jail. In 1967, when he got out of jail, it had been half of his life in jail. When he was released, his parole officer let him get away with a lot of stuff. He got him off. 2 days out of jail, Charles Manson was arrested.
Yeah.
And his parole officer got him off on stuff. Now, before, he was being thrown in jail immediately because he's breaking parole. But he's doing all these things, and his parole officer is getting him off. And come to find out that the parole officer was connected to somebody else who was running these brothels in San Francisco. And it is through Freedom of Information Act and all that. CIA did have, they never said it was MKUltra base, but they had plants in San Francisco, and they had offices. And several,
I'm sure they had them everywhere.
Yeah, several of these brothels and also doctors' offices or free clinics were fronts for the CIA. And Charles Manson would hang out at these places all the time. Now, he uncovered a lot of MKUltra stuff, which I haven't gotten to that part yet in the book. But what is known about MKUltra is it was a mind control experiments to not only be able to maybe potentially create assassins, but create assassins who wouldn't even know they were assassins.
Yeah, so it's basically they didn't know. Right. They wouldn't know what they were doing.
And there was a soldier who was out of the army, got married, had some kids, who was going to a psychiatrist who was also in one of those free clinics. He ended up just one day kidnapping a 3-year-old girl, raping and killing her in the woods, and didn't even know he did it. So they connected him to this free clinic. And ultimately, like I said, I haven't gotten to the MKUltra part of it, but a lot of what they're talking about, based on also the CIA's intention to try to undermine the whole hippie movement and the counterculture.
Yeah, I think there's liberties taken with some of that, though. Like, I don't know how much I buy into all that, all the MKUltra stuff, because I know, at least from a lot of the stuff I've read about it, it was primarily stayed to, like, it was originally created as as like a psychological torture method to try to, enemies of war and things like that they could take and get information from. And it kind of did morph into, they did do a lot of illegal stuff, a lot of, mind control and things like that. I don't know how successful a lot of that really was.
Well, we never will know.
We never will know.
There's all that stuff. But I'm going to go by...
I know they did a lot of like drug experiments.
Oh, yeah. LSD is the number one thing that they talk about in these experiments, using LSD in hypnosis.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, this guy spent 20 years in this book, and he lost all his money doing it. Yeah. So it seems to me... And he's not making any money off the book because he got sued by the people who initially hired him to do the article.
Oh, really?
So he lost all the money on this book. He's not making any money on this book. So why would he even care, and he knew he was going to lose money on it before it was even finished.
Yeah. So I mean, I guess there's still money to be made there, obviously. It's like
anything he makes off the book goes to them. He makes nothing off of the book.
Yes, but movie deals and things like that.
The movie deals all fell through.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, though, speaking engagements, there's all sorts of stuff that you can still make money off of. Just get your name out there.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, 20 years on a book.
Well, I know. Well, I'm sure he didn't intend to lose the.
No, he wanted this book. Well, like I said, he still worked on it after he lost the rights to it.
Yeah, I'm sure he's probably a little too deep into it to really give up on it at that point.
Well, right, but if it's all bullshit, then why would you finish it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it's all bullshit, Ian.
But anyway,
I'm just, whenever I look at things, especially things like that, I'm always
try
skeptical
to be skeptical
too. As shit, with it.
Yeah. I don't know. There's some things I think you should be more skeptical on, but we'll get that's a subject for another day. No, I agree. I always approach this stuff skeptically too, and I'm not even sure if I believe it, because basically all this does is it takes a lot of the blame off of Manson to a degree, because it would say that either Manson was only using what he was taught to use, and he was being forced to, or even manipulated to, or he had no control over it at all, because a lot of his followers were going through these brothels, through these free clinics.
Yeah.
So it could have all been them who made them kill these people.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if I buy that. Although Manson did maintain to the day he died that he did not force anyone to do anything.
And I mean, to a certain degree, I mean, he's probably correct. Right. On a certain level. I mean, he didn't actually force them to go out and murder people, but
no, but he got them to a point where they would do anything he wanted.
Yes, absolutely.
So, he didn't have to force them.
But for a while there, I mean, outside of the MKUltra stuff, there's been talk for years about whether or not Charles Manson was a plant for the CIA, and were there ulterior motives? Was the CIA trying to start race riots and things like that?
Right. One thing he did find, in at least as far as the murder investigations go, Terry Melcher perjured himself on the stand. He found evidence of that.
Yeah.
He also found that there was
who was that again?
Terry Melcher was the record producer that Charles Manson supposedly got mad at because he promised to produce some music for him and then backed out.
Yeah.
He met through Dennis Wilson and all that. And Terry Melcher was renting that house with Candace Bergen, months before.
Just before, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, yeah, I think Roman Polanski rented it like.
It was only a short period of time.
Short period of time, like a month or so before that, or 2 months, because, what's her name? Sharon Tate was actually in Europe, and then came back to the States because her pregnancy was moving along.
Yeah.
And she'd only been back a few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So Terry Melcher perjured himself in terms of how well he knew Charles Manson. He said he barely knew him, but come to find out he'd been meeting with him for several times.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And there was also evidence that Roman Polanski, so the police records proved this. So there was not video because it wouldn't have been video, but film that was confiscated from the location as evidence during the murder investigation.
Yeah.
And then it was put back. The police claimed that it was just home movies. Well, come to find out, it was basically rape films with Sharon Tate being abused by multiple men under Roman Polanski's direction.
Yeah.
Again, all corroborated through the police. So, and it's not a surprise. I mean, Roman Polanski can't even come back to the United States.
Yeah. Well, he did, didn't he?
No, if he comes back to the United States, he's going to jail.
Yeah. Oh, he did, and then he went to jail. Then he got out of jail and did.
I don't think he's been back to the United States since.
No, I thought he did.
No, he is living in France, and he's not.
Did he serve time somewhere else then?
No, there was an issue. They were the French authorities or wherever country he's in was considering extradition.
Maybe that's what it was.
But he never came back.
I thought he served time somewhere for something. I thought.
No, not to my knowledge, and I do remember that situation. But and his movies can't be shown here. Anything he makes now will not be shown in the United States.
Really?
Yeah, he's made 3 movies, and according to everyone, they're like some of his best films ever, and they can't be shown in the United States.
Huh?
Which I don't understand that. I mean,
I don't get that either.
But
I mean, we're out of the lane of the free, right?
Right. Right. So it's one of those situations where it's like, yeah, so you can't jump to the conclusion that it's MKUltra or the CIA, but there's a lot of smoke here. There's a lot of discrepancies and and when you break it all down, all these things that we're hearing, and like I said, it can potentially mean that Charles Manson was Maybe at least more innocent than we gave him credit for.
Yeah, I mean, I've had that question for a while. I mean, not a long time, but at least the last, 6, 7, 8 years or so.
Right.
Because you're right. He's always been kind of an interesting character, and if he was as evil as they painted him to be, don't you think he would have taken credit for any of it at some point? He knew he was never getting out. There was never.
He didn't want to get out.
I know.
I mean, why would you? He lived to be 84 years old,
something like that.
And out of that 84 years, he was out of jail for like 15 of his entire life. Jail was his entire life. Yeah. I wouldn't want to be out of anything that I've been in 75 fucking years or 70 years of my life in.
Yeah.
That's home. But, and to be fair, when you watch some of those old interviews with him, sometimes he makes sense.
Oh, absolutely.
He says things, it's like, yeah, you're kind of right on that. But he's not telling me to kill anybody, so I can say that. But yeah, I don't know. It definitely puts into question the whole thing. Now, here's the one thing that you can say. Charles Manson did kill people.
No, yeah.
He killed that one guy for stealing from him. He stabbed him. He killed he shot a black man in some, I don't know where it was, but he shot him just for being black, basically. So he's killed a couple people. I'm not going to lose sleep over the fact that he died in jail either, because he was a murderer. He was a murderer. But whether or not those murders that he was convicted of, that's the real question. So yeah,
and it's interesting because because he wasn't there. He didn't actually.
Well, he did officially tie up the LaBiancas. He didn't stick around to kill them, but he tied them up.
I will say real quick that yes, Roman Polanski spent 2 months in prison in Switzerland.
Okay,
and then he was under house arrest for a period of time after that. But Switzerland rejected U.S. extradition.
So was he in jail because of the extradition hearings?
No, it's.
What was he in jail for? Because he didn't commit any crime in Switzerland, as far as I know.
That's what I was trying to see. It just said he was arrested in September 26, 2009.
I think that was as a result of the extradition charge, or the extradition case.
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Okay, that probably. I guess that would make sense. Yeah. Why arrest him if you had no intention of extraditing him?
Well, probably because they had to go to court.
I guess. I don't know. I don't know law in Switzerland, but
no. Well, I think extradition laws are international.
It is international, but it's up to the individual government,
right, to decide
whether or not.
But maybe there's a stipulation that you have to, at least know where they're at so they don't flee.
Yeah, I guess. But I remember him
it was like 2013 was when that happened, right?
Well, of course, I just clicked off of it. 2009.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, in July 2010, they finally rejected the extradition request. So I'm sure that's what it was.
And I think it boiled down to the fact that the 13-year-old girl that he had sex with as an adult said that she didn't want to press charges.
God, that happened. He was arrested in 1977.
Mm-hmm. For having sex with a 13-year-old. I believe she was 13 at the time. So yeah, Roman Polanski
happened at Jack Nicholson's home.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Says on March 11, 1977, 43-year-old Polanski was arrested and accused of drugging and raping 13-year-old Samantha Gailey during a photo session the night before at the Hollywood home of actor Jack Nicholson.
Well, I mean, Jack Nicholson wasn't accused, so I guess that's one thing.
What's that?
At least Jack Nicholson wasn't
accused.
No. But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it was an interesting, and I'm going to finish the book, so I'll have a better insight into, those connections.
Does he? Yeah, I'd like to see the sources.
He uses the last 60 pages of the book are all of his sources.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I understand that. I always try to look and see where you're getting the information from, because like the whole thing about the prosecuting attorney beating his mistress, I couldn't find anything about that online. I found that where there was articles about his mistress, but
Right.
nothing else about their relationship.
Right. Like I said, the publisher wanted him to do 2 pages of sources. He did 60.
Yeah.
So,
But
and they're the ones who have to suffer the repercussions if he gets sued.
Yeah.
So,
they,
and to be fair, Bugliosi's family could sue him anytime they want to, and they have.
yeah, it's kind of hard though. I mean, you're in a state suing somebody. I mean, yeah, it can happen, but it's not as you don't have the same legal rights that because that's where
he has recording
because that's where the Michael Jackson lawsuits fell apart after Michael Jackson's death because a couple of the kids or they're adults now tried to sue Michael Jackson's estate, but they said that Michael Jackson's estate didn't hold the same
legal culpability.
culpability as Michael Jackson.
Right.
So,
Well, that's fair.
and that's why people are like, "See, Michael Jackson was innocent."
Right.
Like, well, they said they couldn't sue his estate because his estate had no control over what Michael Jackson did. So
Right.
that's a little.
And
different.
he didn't necessarily. His money wasn't made from what he did.
Yes.
So you can't argue that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will say real quick about Michael Jackson, because all that stuff I saw popping up because that just happened. The anniversary of the his acquittal was in June, I believe. So there's a lot of stuff I saw popping up, and it's like pictures of Michael Jackson with like innocent over his name or over his like body, and like when here in the legal system in the United States, you're never found innocent.
No.
You're found not guilty. He was found not guilty. That is different than being innocent.
Right. That just means the burden of proof was not met.
Yes.
Yeah, that doesn't mean it's not true.
And I've always said that about Michael Jackson. Like, I don't know whether or not he was a child molester.
Right.
There's definitely some smoke there.
Yeah.
That
Lots
doesn't mean anything though.
No.
You know.
Because I mean, and he can't. He's not in a position to defend himself now, so
Yeah.
we'll never know.
Yeah.
If you ask me, do I think Michael Jackson did it? I say Thriller is a great album.
Exactly. Thriller's great. Bad is great.
Yeah,
you know?
that's the extent of what I'm willing to put down as a solid opinion.
I've always been someone that can like put that stuff aside though. Like,
yeah,
even if he was a child molester, he made some great music.
right.
You know, Ted Nugent, as much as I hate the guy, he's made a couple of really good songs.
I like one song of his.
He's got a couple of good songs. Nothing I'm like gonna go out and fucking buy, but not enough.
Can I sit through Cat Scratch Fever? Sure.
Yeah.
Will I? Probably not. but the song Fred Bear I really like.
But there's I can always put aside people's personal lives
Most of the time,
because I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that actors, actresses, musicians, athletes, whatever.
They're not good, perfect people.
No, they've done. I'm sure there's a lot of them out there that have done horrible fucking things.
Yeah, or just not nice people.
Yeah.
Even that, I can see that being a turnoff. But just like you said, separate it from.
Yeah. Separate the person from the art.
It's kind of like looking at our heroes. In just like national heroes and things like that. Thomas Jefferson is a great writer, and he wrote some brilliant things that we still hold today.
Yeah.
But he was a slave owner.
Yeah. And he was a slave owner that liked to clip his slaves.
Does that mean sleep with them?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I've never heard that term before.
No. That's been around for a long time.
No, I've never heard that one.
Oh. Sorry. He was a slave owner that liked to bang his slaves.
There you go.
In a sexual way, not in a like closed fist kind of way.
Right. Well, I knew what you meant, but you're right. I guess you have to clarify with that.
By the way, speaking of slaves, I said I could segue into anything, right?
Yeah.
What's up with Texas, man? So they're trying to I don't know if it's like the state of Texas or
everything fucked up is the state of
or
Texas.
if it's like a book, because a lot of school books are made in Texas. So I don't know if this is a state of Texas thing, a county in Texas, or a book manufacturer in Texas, but they're trying to change slavery, the word slave or slavery to what was it?
Involuntarily something.
It was involuntary relocation is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, because changing the dictionary changes everything.
Yeah.
But
no, that's like they want it changed in school textbooks.
Yeah.
To involuntary relocation.
Right. Well, if kids can't learn about how bad it was, they might be able to do it again.
Yeah, because involuntarily relocated, that doesn't sound terrible. Slavery does, though.
Yeah. Well, they did the same thing with Native Americans. They called it relocation.
Yeah.
Not genocide, which is what it fucking was.
Yeah.
Call it relocation.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem so bad.
No.
Oh, there are reservations. They got casinos. Yeah. So what if we annihilated 90% of their entire population and culture?
Yeah.
They got casinos.
Wipe most of their culture off of Earth.
Right. Charles Manson was probably right on a lot more shit than we give him credit for.
Hey, man,
because he says these things. He does. He
know.
literally says these things. He says, "You're the ones polluting the planet. You're the ones who are, robbing your youth. You're the ones who are doing this." And he's right. He was fucking right.
Yeah.
Just had to go kill people. He could have been. He probably could have been a great man if he wasn't such a criminal.
And crazy.
I think the crazy came from the criminal part.
Well, I don't know. Some of the stuff, possibly, I guess.
Because the crazy, it's funny.
Because I've seen some interviews with him where it's like, what the fuck is he even saying?
Well, it becomes stream of consciousness after a little while, and that's when it starts seeming weird. But we also have the Ben Stiller version of of Charles Manson.
Which I love that.
Yeah,
with the Lassie episode.
Yeah, with the Lassie episode. And then there was, I don't know, some kind of like coffee hour with Charles Manson.
The Lassie one was great because it was like, he's like, I'm going to fucking kill you all. And just, Timmy's trapped in the well. You sons of bitches, I'm going to fucking murder you. Timmy's he broke his leg. Like, right. Come on, Charles, let's go.
Right.
Or I don't remember what
Manson.
Manson, is that what he was?
But he did. He only said something like that once, and it was to Diane Sawyer, and because she kept pushing him on, did you tell these people to kill? He goes, look, if I started killing you, there'd be none of you left. Those are his words. That's a quote. But he said it in his Charles Manson way, which is creepy as shit. So it's like,
the guy was definitely fucking creepy.
Yeah,
as
so
shit.
I couldn't match that, but when he said that, it's like, yeah, you need to tone the crazy down there, Charles. Come on, Chuck, let's tone it back a bit.
Yeah,
that's what if you change his name to Chuck, he probably wouldn't seem so creepy.
Chuck Manson. My name is Chuck Manson.
Right.
I'm here to murder you.
Right.
I'm gonna tie you up now.
Right. No,
stab.
Yeah, he's one of those lunatics who actually was saying the right things, but not in the right way.
Yeah.
And of course there was the murder and stuff.
I don't know why I changed Charles Manson into a guy named Chuck that lived from New Jersey.
Right. Did you ever see the movie I Love You, Man? Paul Rudd and
I don't think so.
Jason Segel.
That's not my kind of movie.
No, it's a funny movie, but
I'm not into those. It's so fun. It's so stupid.
It's not stupid. It's funny. It's a funny movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Paul Rudd he's a guy always got along with women, and he's getting married, and he doesn't have any friends that are guys, so he doesn't have a best man. So his brother, who's played by I don't know, whatever, I forgot his name, but
the
anyway,
one guy with the one face.
Yeah. So he's like, dude, I'll introduce you to people. We'll try and get you a friend, So he introduces them to this guy in the gym because he works in a gym.
Yeah.
And he talks.
Paul Rudd does, or does the brother?
The brother introduces Paul Rudd, and talks just like a real high pitched voice, but he's like this. He's this little guy. He's got little guy syndrome, so he's like, but he talks like that, and he's like, they go to the soccer game. And he starts fighting with everybody in the soccer. It's hilarious. But yeah, he talks like that, and it's super annoying. You need to watch it. But
that's funny.
Yeah, told you it's a funny movie. It's not a great movie, but it's funny. But anyway, Charlie.
Chucky.
Yeah, Chucky.
Chucky Manson. Yeah. But no, dude, I couldn't imagine living on a fucking ranch on the desert with that fucking guy.
No, I don't think I could be in the room with him if there's guards.
Yeah.
That's how creepy he is. I could probably take him, even in his prime, although he's squirrely. He's a little guy. He's like 5'4". He's squirrely. That's his problem. He's fast. He's like a fucking ferret. You can watch him and know that I'm right. He's that kind of a guy.
I just don't know if you can take him. I
got a couple 100 pounds on the guy. I think I could probably take him.
That's true.
As long as he doesn't have a weapon, I might be all right. Wait a minute. Are you saying I can't fight? Just because I choose not to fight doesn't mean that I can't.
Okay.
If I'm threatened, I can throw down if I had to.
But it's funny that, like, so Charles Manson is this, like, he's been built in this almost like mythical kind of person.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the funny thing is, like, no one really else has. Like, Tex never was. I mean, none of the
because they were the
girls
followers. You know,
Yeah.
they were the sheep. And,
Yeah.
You know, and it goes to Bugliosi's narrative too.
I've always
because
thought,
he had to. The only way he could get Manson was to create this Messiah figure for them,
which I don't think was ever really.
It's hard to say. The girls,
as real as it was
the girls to this day swear that he was like that. They hold up Bugliosi's story, and it didn't seem to do them any good.
Yeah,
the two are still in jail, and no, the one got out. The other one's not.
Did one get out?
One got out.
The other one died.
The other one died of a brain tumor. She pleaded to get out. She wanted on mercy, like a mercy release or whatever, because she was dying anyway.
Yeah.
They said, "Fuck you, you're dying in jail."
Yeah.
And her story did change too. The only thing that changed, though, the Charlie side never changed.
Yeah.
What changed was
their role in it.
Initially she said that she was the one who killed Sharon Tate. She's the one who cut the baby out. But then she changed her story and said, "No, I didn't do that. I just tied her up. And I stabbed her once, and Tex cut the baby out."
Yeah.
So, and Tex was the lunatic. He was like the monster of the group. So there's no question that he could have done that.
And that's kind of where I was going with it. Is I'm surprised like Tex isn't talked more about.
He found God. He's a preacher in jail.
I know, but
he's not going to talk about it. Why would he?
Well, I'm not saying he would. I'm just like other people talk.
Because at the end of the day, Tex was always doing what Charlie, according to the story, Tex was always doing what Charlie wanted him to do.
Yeah.
So if Charlie said jump, Tex said how high. That's the narrative. That was Tex's narrative too.
Yeah.
Even during his trial, he said, "I did what Charlie told me to." So
he said, "Murder these people, we murdered them."
Yeah. But he was a very brutal guy, and it didn't stop there. There were actual family members who they murdered and buried in the desert.
Oh yeah, I guess. But
again, they couldn't prove that because they didn't know where they were buried.
It's the desert. Yeah, no one's going to talk. Well,
the family knew where they were buried. They just
none of them were going to
say.
No.
So
that was always the thing that it's funny when I remember Mandy and I went out to Vegas back in I think it was like 2003, and we were staying at this home. I don't remember. We were staying at Treasure Island before they tore it down, and we were on like the 33rd or 34th floor, so we were kind of high up there. Mm-hmm. I remember like waking up in the morning and like opened up the curtains in the hotel, and we had this like beautiful shot of the mountains and the desert. And my very first thought was, man, I wonder how many fucking people are buried out there.
It's a fucking graveyard.
Because I'm sure there's a ton of people that are buried out there over the years.
It's funny. The other day
it's a great place to dump a body.
It is. Well, no one's ever going to find it.
No.
Yeah. The other day I was on. When I get on Facebook, it's if I'm at work or whatever and I'm bored, I just go through the reels. I don't go through Facebook that much anymore.
Yeah.
I just go through the reels. And for some reason, a clip of Casino popped up. And it was a clip where they caught the two guys cheating.
Oh, yeah.
And they busted the guy's hand with the hammer. I was like, yeah. There's a lot of dead people in Vegas.
Oh, absolutely.
How many people, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas? I wonder how many people have stayed in Vegas.
Their whole story stayed in Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's an interesting place, man. It's not a place you've been to Vegas, haven't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Vegas is a fucking shithole. Like I haven't been to Vegas in almost 20 years. Vegas is a shithole, and you couldn't pay me enough money to go fucking back there.
Well, I mean, the casinos inside are nice.
Yeah,
but you're right.
Outside of there, even the casinos aren't that nice because the fucking people that are there are fucking shit people.
Yeah, well, it's a tourist trap.
I guess. It's one.
I have no interest.
I've got no interest in going back.
And I was there when I couldn't even enjoy it. I was 17.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to gamble or do any of the fun stuff. I was too young. I was too old for the kid stuff, and I was too young for the adult stuff. I didn't have shit to do. So
yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not a big drinker. I'm not a big party guy. I'm too damn cheap to go all the damn shows. So.
Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, if you want to go to the casino and drop $40, which is about all I'll ever drop at a casino, we got casinos around us.
We can go to
Firekeepers is a nice casino.
And any of the ones in Detroit are fucking nice.
Yeah, MGM and Greektown. I've been to both of those, but I never spend more than $40, so it's usually a short trip.
Yeah, I'm a cheap ass
because you can blow through $40 pretty quick.
I'm not a big gambler and all that stuff. I'm not going to piss my money away because that's all the damn things are good for is pissing your money away.
Right.
Now, granted, I do know some people that have won a lot of money at casinos.
Well, we went to school with somebody whose parents won money, and that was lottery, wasn't it? I don't want to see his name on.
Oh,
didn't his family win the lottery?
I don't think so.
Yeah, because they bought that house and all that land. You told me they won the lottery. I thought they did.
No, I don't think so.
Well, that was what you told me, so.
Was I high at the time?
Well, we were teenage. We were in our 20s at the time because I was like, wow, when did they move out there? And you're like, when they won the lottery, they moved. All that property.
They might have hit like something.
It wasn't like millions. It was like a couple $100,000.
Oh, it probably wasn't even that much. But if they did, I don't know. You're asking me to remember something I said like 20 plus.
Well,
years
I would
ago.
expect you to say something that's true.
I
didn't realize you had I'm a liar stage. Oh, back in my liar days, I said all kinds of shit.
Well, maybe there's an expiration date.
On what? On the truth?
I mean, it might be. I just don't remember. Yeah. I don't remember saying that. Yeah. But
well, it was you who told me that.
Was it?
And I know I wasn't high.
Are you sure there wasn't somebody else that said that?
No, it was you.
Okay.
Whatever. We'll just chalk it up to the liar stage.
No,
or maybe it wasn't your liar stage. It was your talking out your ass stage.
No. It's just I don't remember saying that, and I don't remember that being the case. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's not true.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, it's not even what we're talking about.
I don't know. How the fuck did we get onto that?
Vegas.
Oh, that's right. This episode is brought to you by how the fuck did we get to this segue?
Now in dumb fuck level.
But Charles Manson's always been kind of a fascinating character.
Yeah. I've always been fascinated by him. Like I said, I've watched every available video that's on YouTube of his interviews.
There's a ton of them on there.
Yeah. I think I've actually seen probably every aired interview, and even some of the ones that were like all the interview that wasn't aired that you can find. I've seen all of them.
Would it surprise me that he was a part of a bigger CIA plot or something? Hell no, wouldn't surprise me
either. Yeah,
especially with a lot of the stuff with like the CIA doing MKUltra and things like that. Which MKUltra, I believe, ended in 1973.
Yes, that's mentioned in the book. 72 or 73.
Yeah, something like that. Actually, it might have been 74, but whatever. It was the early part of the 70s.
Yeah. I think they were forced to close down too because something came out. There was some kind of controversy too.
I think it was their illegal drugging of people.
Yeah. Well, right, because I mean, a lot of those early experiments were all LSD based.
Yeah.
So,
I think all of the experiments were.
But it might have been.
Well, all the illegal ones.
Right. Is there anything that's legal about any of that? Really? I mean, hell, you can barely get. You can't. There's.
No, because they were doing things to people without their consent.
Right. All the time. They still do. I mean, it's the CIA. The main thing that was illegal though is that the CIA cannot operate within the United States. They can't do these things in the United States. They're not supposed to.
No.
Everything they wanted to do this in Germany, they could.
Yeah.
They're not supposed
to. I don't know
do
if they could do it in Germany.
Well, technically, I mean, if Germany said that they couldn't do it, but the CIA is not allowed to operate within the confines of the United States. They're out.
They're international.
Yes.
Organization.
So that he mentions that as one of the reasons they were kind of busted a bit for it. So yeah, it's an interesting. Like I said, I want to finish the book, and I'm about almost halfway through. So
yeah, when did you start reading this?
Just last week.
I was looking up I googled, can the CIA operate on U.S. soil?
Yeah, he said in the book that they're not supposed to.
It says yes, they can.
Maybe it was experience. Maybe I have to.
It says by law the
FBI handles internal. Yeah, the FBI is internal. The FBI can't actually go outside. They have to
It
permission.
brought up related ones. That's why.
Yeah, but he specific. I remember him saying that they got in trouble because they weren't supposed to be operating any kind of programs within.
Yeah, they're not allowed to conduct intelligence on U.S. soil.
Right. Which is essentially what he claims they were doing, against the counterculture as well as doing their experiments.
Yeah.
So, and to be fair,
they can conduct operations within the United States on U.S. soil, but they can't. Yeah.
Not programs.
Yeah.
Right. So, if the CIA or the FBI or whoever wanted to bring down the counterculture of the hippies, and they decided to use Charles Manson, it kind of worked. I mean, if you think about it, by 69, I mean, they were kind of on the down spiral anyway. But after that, it was like done.
I mean, it lasted.
Woodstock had already happened. It was over.
Yeah, 70, 71, it was pretty much over.
Well, 71 is when he's convicted.
Yeah.
So, I wouldn't say Charles Manson. Alice Cooper claims to be the one that killed the counterculture.
Does he?
Yeah, he jokes about it. He says, how did he put it? Alice Cooper came along and drove a stake through the heart of the love generation. Jokingly. It's all tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know exactly how he did that.
No, but well, I mean, I'm not saying he did, but the idea is that there was now this new kind of music, this new darker side to things that was not necessarily present in the music, the popular music of the time leading up to that. It was all, if you're going to San Francisco, be sure to wear a flower in your hair. Kind of
that
thing.
was like 67, though.
Yeah.
And I will say, like, a lot of that music was even gone before the 70s even hit.
I sent you a link to a YouTube video today, but apparently you didn't look at it.
I did not. I have been busy today.
Okay. Well, if you get a chance, look at it. It's only 10 minutes long.
Yeah, I saw the title of it, but yeah.
It's just interesting. I never thought about it. So, anyway.
Anything else about Charles Manson, Ian?
Oh, we could probably talk about Charles Manson for hours, but no, I want to finish the book, and I suggest at the very least watch the 2-hour Joe Rogan. I don't like him, but the interview's good. It's a good interview.
Real quick about Joe Rogan. I guess there was he came out recently and said that he's had like multiple requests from Donald Trump to be on his show.
Really?
And Joe Rogan keeps denying him.
No. Well, one more reason why I'm not such a hater on Joe Rogan.
I'm trying to look and see exactly what he said about it.
I don't. It's pretty much Joe Rogan's stance on the pandemic and vaccines that bothers me the most. But I've never watched him. I've never listened to him. I just know about that stuff from the others. And some of the artists who protested Spotify because of Joe Rogan, they're all like sneaking back now.
Oh, of course they are. Because it's like, we're pissing that money away. We should probably get back in there.
Right.
Yeah, he said he didn't want to help Donald Trump, is what he said. I thought he said something else about. He said, "I'm not a Trump supporter in any way, shape, or form. I've had the opportunity to have him on my show more than once. I said no every time. I don't want to help him. I'm not interested in helping him."
Good for him.
And he also said that Donald Trump is an existential threat to democracy itself.
He's absolutely right. So even a broken clock.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'd never listened to him. My judgment is based solely on his attitude and behavior and the things he said about vaccines specifically.
Yeah.
That just turned me off of him. But I did watch the clips, and then I went and actually listened to the whole show.
Yeah.
So.
No, you're right. I'm not a fan of. I don't listen to his podcast, but I've definitely seen episodes. He has some very interesting conversations for sure on there.
Yeah, that's the only one that's ever caught my attention.
Oh, there's a really interesting one with Tom DeLonge, where Tom DeLonge goes off on 45 minutes about this really crazy fucking alien shit. Yeah, very fucking interesting.
Speaking of not directly Tom DeLonge, but music, are you going to watch that Machine Gun Kelly thing? I've
already watched it. It's fucking fantastic.
Is it a documentary?
Yeah, it's a documentary.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might try to watch it. I'm not a huge fan, but I like a couple of songs
basically what the whole documentary is. It's really kind of like insight into his him moving from rap to rock.
Oh, well, that sounds interesting.
Yeah. Because he had this whole feud with Eminem.
Right, I remember that.
And that was like 2018, I want to say. And then in 2019, I think it was 2019, he Machine Gun Kelly releases Hotel Diablo, which is a fantastic fucking album.
Okay.
Fantastic.
It's a hip hop album,
and it's a rap album. But there's definitely there's elements of other things in there too. But it's a rap album. He raps throughout the entire album. And in the documentary, he talks about how he released this album that he felt was like the pinnacle of his career, and he said it went nowhere. It was a number one album.
Right.
He had some success with it, but his record label didn't really want to push anything. It was kind of.
Do you think it was as a result of the feud with Eminem?
I don't know, and it could have been. It could have been. So he released something that he felt personally was his best work, and then he's like, and then what?
Right.
And then what do I do now? I'm not getting support from my label or this, and so then COVID happens and everything's locked down, and that's when he picked up a guitar for the first time in 10 years, and just started playing guitar, and then Tickets to My Downfall came out, all that. So it was like because people give him shit about you got chased out of rap, which is not at all.
I never
at
thought
all
that.
Well, that's what the the
press,
everything. That's what the mainstream says about it. But so it's definitely a different insight into what happened during that time. It's interesting. I watched it. It was a fantastic movie.
Oh, okay. I might check it out.
Yeah, I definitely recommend that. And damn it, I also recommend the Kanye West documentary.
Yeah, I won't be watching that.
Watch that.
No, I don't need to. I don't find him interesting enough to watch anything about him.
But it's interesting because it's not only about music.
I don't find him personally interesting.
It's a very interesting documentary to watch.
I don't find him interesting, so I'm not going to watch it.
Because you don't want to find him interesting.
Yeah, because that's it. I'm not allowed to have an opinion unless it's exactly what you say.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all.
My opinion is I don't find him interesting. I'm not going to fucking watch it.
I think you might.
It has nothing to do with want or not.
I think Ian, as someone that is you've always been interested in psychology and things like that, and that's why I think that you would actually enjoy that documentary. Because that's an interesting look into the psychological makeup of someone like Kanye West.
Okay, that might interest me enough to watch it.
And that's all I'm saying.
But anything, if it was just a documentary about Kanye West, I would have zero interest.
That's not what it's about.
Okay.
That's not what it's fully about. And that's why I said, I think you would like it, and you're instantly, no, not at all.
Because I thought it was a documentary about Kanye West. I don't.
No. I mean, it is, but it's about like I said, it's interesting. You should watch it.
Yeah. Are you going to watch documentaries about shit you don't find interesting?
I watch a lot of documentaries. Actually, I will say probably most of the shit I watch, if it's not fucking reruns of Friends, it's normally documentaries.
Right, but are you gonna look at a documentary and say it's about basket weaving? Are you gonna fucking watch a basket weaving documentary? No.
Actually, I probably would watch a basket weaving documentary.
Well, you have zero control over yourself. Either you're interested in it or you're fucking not.
You don't know if you're interested if you don't see it.
True, but I'm not interested in basket weaving. Why am I going to waste my time watching something about basket weaving?
Because a documentary about basket weaving could be interesting.
And it'd probably be more interesting than a documentary about Kanye West.
No, but the documentary go in a lot of...
If it explores, it's not... Is it made by him?
No.
Did he endorse it in any way?
No, actually, he didn't want it released.
Then I will probably enjoy watching it.
Because it was... A lot of the footage is from 15 years ago.
Okay.
And he didn't want it released.
Okay. That makes it a little bit more interesting and maybe possible to watch.
And there's one part about it that's really kind of interesting. It was... Because the guy that shot all this video didn't have anything to do with Kanye for almost a decade. And then he kind of started hanging around with Kanye again. And he's still videotaping everything. And he was basically Kanye's unofficial videographer for like
Right.
the beginning part of his career. That's why he had all this footage. And then like he even says at one point he's like interviewing or he's like videotaping this conversation with Kanye, and it was around the time that Kanye was like doing his run for presidency. And he even said in the video, like during this conversation, he's like talking over it, and he's like, at this point, I just had to turn it off. I couldn't even listen to it anymore. He's just like, the stuff he was saying made absolutely no sense. And that's why it's like interesting to kind of dig into, a lot of the psychological shit that he's gone through, or has become. Because it really is like I don't remember how, it's 3 parts I think it is, of this like really, I found a fascinating progression of somebody that started out as a normal kind of shy kind of guy to the fucking
lunatic
that he
Yeah.
is. That's
And
what
he's-
that's what
and that's the thing.
that's what
His
the documentary
lunacy isn't even like Charles Manson level of interesting to me. It's just, it's almost like narcissism to the nth degree, is what I see.
Yeah, I don't really think of it. I mean, there's definitely like underlying mental health issues.
Oh,
like
I mean, yeah.
serious
Well,
fucking mental health.
narcissism, that kind of narcissism, is a mental illness.
But I think it goes way beyond that, like personality disorder kind of shit.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like I said, it's a really fascinating documentary to watch.
To be honest with you, it'd be really fascinating if Conway actually snapped and killed somebody. Then you could have that to back.
No, because I don't want to see people getting hurt.
No, I don't either. But I mean, that's where my interest would be piqued,
I mean,
because I am an American after all.
OJ did. Yeah, OJ snapped and killed a couple people allegedly.
I would watch a documentary about O.J. Simpson. That's what I mean. It's like,
OJ Simpson was so crazy that he actually wrote a book about how he killed those people.
right. Well, I don't know if you've seen it, but he did a TikTok post about Roe v. Wade, about how
No.
this is going to be so hurtful to women,
Oh,
and,
really?
and it was someone duetted it, and they're like, okay, Supreme Court, when O.J. Simpson is against you,
You fucked up.
yeah, when he's against you in defense of women, there's a problem.
You're on the wrong side of history.
You were on the wrong side.
That's great.
So,
But I don't know, man. I ain't got nothing else to say.
No.
Any question or comments, you email us at lifeandjournalpod@gmail.com. Check us out on Facebook. Maybe eventually Twitter. We'll see. But that's all I got, man. Until next time.
talk to y'all later.
Peace.
Play my role, let me tell you about it. This shit right here, man, I'm about it. Only real niggas reside around me. Yo, old lady, drop a guard around me. Dip like I know you can, bitch. Show me the ropes like we in the ring. Got you some GoPros, you wanna hang. Shoulder to shoulder, the niggas basic. You know I won't lie. You know that I ain't for that fuck shit. You niggas alright, but I'm way better and she love it. Know that y'all sick as fuck. Here go this tissue, bruh. We taking the dub. Hoping you get you some. This hit like a pick me up. She taking my drugs. Know they see the sign. That's some dollar signs. Know they sick as fuck. Know they sick as fuck. Tell them get well soon. Tell them get well soon. Know you sick as fuck. Get well soon.